How do you know if you're acting from a place of rationality and reason, or from like rationalization? So like you emotionally kind of get the urge to do something, or impulsively get the urge to do something, and then you're rationalizing it. Um, Making that distinction, I think, is extremely important because we can never really truly look at ourselves objectively. We can only look at ourselves so objectively, and then after that, it's like kind of lying to ourselves or something. But we really can't look at ourselves that objectively, and like you kind of need other people and perspectives of others to see if you're kind of if you're doing something a certain way or not, like what other people's opinions are. And it's kind of hard to see if you're acting out of reason, out of rationality, versus out of impulse and then just rationalizing. um, what would the biggest distinction be? I think it would be, I mean, you can try and be really honest with yourself and then see, like, did I get the feeling and then say, the feeling you wanted to do something and then say, okay, yeah, this makes sense because of this reason. Did you get the urge to did you get the impulse of doing something? Are you someone impulsively doing it? And then you're saying, oh, yeah, no, it makes sense because of this reason or that reason. Like, this is the rationale behind it. Then it's almost always kind of bullshit, or it's something that you came after. A human tendency is wishful thinking. Human tendency is picking something emotionally and then justifying it logically. You want to do the opposite. I think this is critical. It's super important. I think it's the key of this video is that when you're acting out of reason, when you're acting out of rationality, when you truly are acting out of rationality, a lot of the time that means doing something that you don't fucking want to do, that you don't want to do at all. But you started from the first principles. You started from reason, and you see, oh, fuck, like I don't want to do this, but it makes sense, and this is what I need to do. And maybe it's not what you emotionally want to do, and a lot of the time it isn't. But then you have to do it because it's what makes sense by reason. And that was my whole I talked about that before, that like you want to enjoy your feelings, like okay, like make these decisions by reason, and then go choose, and then you can feel good after good things happen from them. you know People that act emotionally and or act out of impulse, or yeah, just emotional reaction, and then they're like, oh yeah, I'm doing what I love, or I'm doing what makes me happy and stuff. Like, they have to tell themselves that, and a lot of the time, I mean, your actions don't come without consequences. And like, when you act stupidly, when you act out of pure emotion or pure impulse and stuff, then stupid things can happen. um, and you get consequences from that. So like, it's like, oh well, what's the output of it? Like, does it make you happier or not? Is it objectively giving good results or not? um, so the thing is that when you act out of reason, out of rationality, a lot of the time it ends up being things that you're doing that you don't want to do, that maybe you don't right away want to do, or emotionally don't right away want to do. If you were to choose by emotion, you would like go and do that thing. You would be I don't know, talking to girls instead of studying for homework, or studying for an exam, or you would be playing video games instead of uh, like doing your work and stuff, or you would be I don't know, like in lifting or training, you would be doing like maxing out or doing something fun or doing the heavy lift versus doing the boring fucking work that you wrote out and then just doing those sets and then going home. you know um, you can know if you're acting from reason and rationality, if you're acting by principle. And if you are doing that, that will mean a lot of the time doing things that you're not super excited to do, that aren't sexy, they aren't fun, they're not emotionally like super thrilling, or what you impulsively instantly want to do, or impulsively in general want to do, or emotionally you want to do. Anything where it's led by impulse, or it's led by um, emotion, primarily emotion first, will always fuck you over. And the thing is that it won't make you happy. Like, you get the good feelings from acting from reason. You know, if reason is teaching you to have good relationships with your loved ones, with other people, to be kind to others, to do good things for the world. Um, if reason is pushing you to do all these things, then that's a good thing, and that will make you feel better. You know, you want to have pleasant emotions and emotionally feel good. Act from reason, and that will make the world a better place. It will make your life much happier and much more balanced, and you'll be able to make progress with your life in every single way. Versus acting from impulse, acting from emotions. When you do that, you're not that different from, like prehistoric man. What separates you from an animal then that acts from impulse? The only thing that separates man from other animals is that we can reason, we can think and then act, and then animals just have to act. They have their reptilian urges, and then they gotta follow that and kind of like be kind of doing things because of that. But you get to reason, you get to act out of reason, so it's very important to do that, and it'll always make you happier. And so that's what you want to see. That are you truly acting from reason and rationality? If you are, it's not going to be sexy. It's not going to be super emotionally fun. A lot of the time, it's going to be things that maybe you don't want to do right away, or just in general don't want to do. But good things will come out of it, and in the end, it will make you much more happier, much more fulfilled, and lead to benefits in every single way for yourself and for those around you, those near you, both people you know and who you don't. Good things will come if you act from reason and from rationality, and for anything that you're gonna go and do, you should be able to. Not only should you be able to like provide the reasoning for it, like why you're gonna go do this or that, but further, you should like the reasoning should have came first in the beginning. You should have reasoned that these are the rationale, these are the principles, these are the reasoning behind why I'm gonna do this, why I'm gonna begin in the first place. It isn't that you emotionally wanted to do something, or you impulsively got the urge to do something, you felt like doing something, and you went and did it, and then you're like, oh well, fuck, I did it. This is the rationale behind it. This is why I did it. And you're telling someone that, you're saying that when in reality, that's not why you went and did it. So it should be the other way, that the reasoning comes first. That's counterintuitive, and it's not human nature. It's not human nature to think first principles and uh, act to first principles. It requires thought and stuff. But anyone who can do that, like, it's within our potential. It's within our abilities to reason, and if we can do that and then act based on that reasoning, it can be life changing, can make your life better in every single way, and can be really fulfilling, and just have good things happen from it. So that's a goal of mine in future, is to always try to be acting from reason, from rationality, and from principle. Be honest with myself and be acting from reason and rationality, and not from impulse and emotions first and then rationalizing it. I want to be always acting from reason and from rationality, and I think it's an extremely important thing to do, and something that only kind of yields good results if it's done correctly.